Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to my channel. I hope you are all really well and having a lovely weekend. It is so hot here today, which is why my face looks a bit of a pink hot mess. And yeah, but anyway, I thought it was time to bring back the weight loss chats and hopefully the weigh-in updates. And yeah, thought that the best way to start this off would be to just talk through very briefly how it's been going, what my weight has been. I've had so many people asking me like how the weight loss is going, and in honesty, it hasn't been going. And I thought, okay, let's just talk about that and kind of what I'm doing to eat my washing machine. I pick up the camera at the most. What is the word I'm looking for? Anyway, the washing machine is on. It's just because I've only got one child here at the moment. The house is fairly quiet, so I thought this is the perfect time. And yeah, it's not the perfect time because the washing machine's about to go nuts. But anyway, what was I saying? So just before Christmas, the week before Christmas, I weighed in at my Slim and Well group at my lowest weight, and that was, let me just double check, 15 stone, 10.5 pounds, which was actually only 1.5 pounds away from my 5 stone. And that was on the 22nd of December. And I haven't been anywhere near that since, basically. And yeah, it's been what, 7 months nearly. So basically I basically hovered around the 16 stone mark. So from December until April, I would say actually until March, I hovered around sort of 16 stone 4. So I've got my Slim and Well book here. I hovered around 16 stone 4. Now bear in mind, my eventual goal is to reach somewhere in the region of maybe 13 stone. Even then, technically, by the BMI charts, I would still be overweight. I'm not really going to pay much attention to that. I'm just going to go with how I feel. And I think that about 13 stone is where I'm going to feel quite comfortable. But anyway, I hovered around the 16 stone 4 mark. So that was through all of my radiotherapy treatment. I was told that I wasn't allowed to lose weight. I needed to maintain for the 6 weeks from being marked up to finishing my radiotherapy. And I did that really well. I really did manage to hover at the same weight, almost the exact same weight, to be honest, from start to finish. I would say that I had this kind of rocket behind me, basically saying, Leanne, you're having this radiotherapy treatment. The side effects could be terrible. You really need to try and minimize the side effects as much as you can. And it was kind of almost like I had a rocket behind me that was just pushing me along to just be really mindful of it. Sorry, I just turned the camera off because the washing machine was doing that thing where it was like ultra spinning. So yeah, I had this kind of like motivation like no other, in all honesty. And then when I finished my radiotherapy treatment, I kind of went into this dark tunnel emotionally. I felt really lost, was the way I described it at my Slim and Well group. I felt like I was kind of almost mourning the loss of my radiotherapy treatment. I know that sounds bonkers, but I was told by the department that this was really normal, and they hear a lot of people say this. It was almost like it becomes such a big part of my life, having been going to the hospital every day for 4.5 weeks, that taking that away was like taking a body part away almost. And yeah, I really struggled emotionally to kind of come back from that. And then I was dealing with the side effects, and I started tamoxifen, which is like a hormone blocker. And obviously that has had all sorts of effects on my body. So I feel like I wasn't in a great frame of mind, in all honesty. So I finished my radiotherapy treatment at the end of March, and I still kept going to group. I did miss a few groups when I really wasn't feeling very well, but I did keep going as much as possible. So I weighed in at the end of April, 16 stone 1. So that was on the 27th of April. And so, you know, from the week before Christmas at 15 stone 10.5 to having my surgery, my radiotherapy, my tamoxifen, getting to the 27th of April, 16 stone 1, you know, that's a small gain. And I know for sure if I had not been thinking in the Slim and Well frame of mind and going to group through my diagnosis and all my treatment, I would absolutely have gained all of the weight back by now, for sure. I do have a history of kind of comfort eating, and I know I would have gone the other way. So, you know, I was really pleased with that. However, after I weighed in on the 27th of April at 16 stone 1, in just under 2 months, I went up to 17 stone 3. So that was a gain of 1 stone, 2 pounds. If you don't work in stones, I'll put the pounds that I gained, the number of pounds, on the screen. And that was, well, I really, hand on heart, I don't know what happened to gain all of that weight. I wasn't following plan 100% because I was dealing with a lot, you know, my body was dealing with a lot, I was dealing with a lot. I definitely wasn't following 100%, but then I really wasn't going crazy the other way either. And it was a real tough couple of months in terms of my weight, because I couldn't put my finger on exactly what was going wrong. I'll be back. Oh, honestly, this washing machine is going to kick off again shortly, so I am really sorry about that. But if I don't film this now, then my husband and my oldest son are going to get home, and yeah, anyway, it's just chaotic life. That's what I have. So I've forgotten what I was saying, but yeah, I had this massive gain, and it was really taking its toll on me, just seeing my weight going up and up and up, and I didn't feel like I had any control over it. And the kind of one area that I knew I was struggling with was actually deciding what I could eat. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I panicked and I went researching for hours. I spent hours reading and watching and listening, and I focused probably a good 5 months really focusing on eliminating and cutting out and focusing on what I couldn't eat. So I cut out meat, I cut out dairy products, I cut out alcohol, I cut out sugar, and I was then trying to cut out processed foods. Now, this was kind of leaving me on a plant-based whole food diet, which is probably very healthy, but is actually very difficult to maintain. And I wasn't managing to be consistent with it. I would do really well for a couple of days, and then I would end up eating the wrong foods because either my cravings had built up, or I don't know, it was just this cycle. And I think that had something to do with it. So after I got to this 17 stone 3, I just thought, you know what, I have to do something about this. I can't go on like this. I think that the tamoxifen had something to do with this. The hospital think that this was the case. Tamoxifen apparently can encourage your body to hold on to water, and there's a very good chance that had something to do with it, because I wasn't eating in a consistent way. My body potentially was confused and was holding on to extra, fluids. So yeah, and then obviously I would have moments and days where I wasn't eating very well at all, and then obviously that would be a normal gain on top of whatever else my body was holding on to. And so basically I was in this like storm and this big circle that I didn't feel like I could get out of. So I decided to focus on, I've honestly lost the plot. The washing machine has now finished, but my husband and my oldest son are now home. He's walked through the door. My 2 children have started arguing, and literally I cannot remember what I've been saying. So anyway, this whole food plant-based diet was not healthy for me, because I was in this cycle of eating like that for, like I say, a couple of days, and then I'd eat badly, and then that junk food, that processed food that I was eating was obviously the unhealthiest choice for me. So anyway, I needed to get out of this cycle, and I had a good think about what is it that I need, you know, what is the healthiest way for me to eat right now. And honestly, the best way for me to eat right now is to just follow the plan, follow the Slimming World plan, include all the food groups, eat certain things in moderation, and just eat a healthy, what I consider a healthy, balanced diet, including without eliminating anything. I think that is just what I need, and that's what I started to do. So 3 weeks ago, I started to follow Slimming World properly again, with the caveat that I was going to try and heavily reduce processed food, so focus a lot on kind of whole food. And I have still pretty much cut out alcohol, and they have been the two major changes. I've also started to eat higher protein, higher fibre, so less carbohydrates. That's a personal decision, because by looking at my body, I can tell that I have an issue with carbs and sugars, and you know, I have a lot of belly fat, I have polycystic ovary syndrome. There's lots of clues to me that I don't deal well with carbs, so I'm not cutting them out, I'm just having smaller amounts of them and just more protein, more fibre, and just trying to really kind of limit the processed foods and really cut back, almost cut out alcohol. So that's what I've been doing. I've started this, or restarted this, 3 weeks ago, and I've lost 12 pounds in the last 3 weeks, which put me at it's all going on here today. 2 girls just fell off their bikes outside our house. I just had to go and check they were all okay. Yeah, lost 12 pounds in the last 3 weeks. So my weight last week was 16 stone 5. It's such a relief to be back in that range again, to be back in the, you know, heading towards the low 16s again. I just feel so relieved. And yeah, I've definitely found that just following the plan, being sensible, is just working for me. It is the healthiest way for me to eat, and because it's consistent, I can be consistent with it, you know. It's not something that I feel, eating more protein and more fibre, I feel satisfied for hours actually. I don't eat huge meals and I don't feel I need to. My cravings are under control. It just suits me really well. So I have started filming some what I am eating. I'm also filming a food prep video because I do a lot of food prep. It really helps keep me on track. So I am gradually filming that at the moment, but I have got a what I eat in a day ready to go. But I felt like I needed to put this out there to kind of say, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm at, before my what I eats go out, because otherwise people are probably going to be like, what's going on? I feel really confused. So yes, so that's where I'm at. I want to pick up weigh-in updates again. Let me know what you would like to see. Do you want me to do them weekly, 2 weekly, monthly? I'm happy to film them as much as you'd like to see them. If you do want to let me know in the comments below how to do my weigh-in updates, that would be great, and then I will get back on track with those. So yeah, like I said, I hope you are all really well. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.